NFL players are often paid a big sum to showcase their wares on the field. With a sport that pays its athletes highly, some athletes have used it as a path to get out of poverty. For some, it was the career that allowed them to live luxuriously. Unfortunately, just like any other sport, playing in the NFL doesn't last forever. Because of this, believe it or not, there are still a handful of NFL players who went broke after hanging up their cleats. Before starting, support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to this channel for future updates. Number 10. Leather Ellis. Career earnings, $11 million. Generosity is a highly respected trait. However, anything too much is bad. This was the case for former Lions defensive tackle Leather Ellis. Ellis often found himself in the giving end during charities. This included adopting 6 children when he already had 5 children to feed. On top of being overly generous, Ellis experienced several failed business ventures that led him to file for bankruptcy. Number 9. Andrew Risen. Career earnings, $19.17 million. Andrew Risen carved out a respectable career in the NFL. In fact, he even bagged a $17 million contract with the Browns at one point. To his demise, lavish spending on jewelry, nightclubs, and cars were culprits to his financial woes. On top of these, Risen was obligated to pay child support, which led to his bankruptcy in 2007. Number 8. Bernie Kosar. Career earnings, $20 million. After making the Pro Bowl and winning a Super Bowl title, Kosar did what he could to piece together a respectable career in the NFL. Unfortunately, life after football wasn't the same for him, as he joined the long list of NFL players who went broke. Kosar suffered losses as much as $15 million due to divorce, a failed steakhouse, unsecured loans, and a large $18.9 million debt. He also had unsettled taxes with the state of Ohio that amounted to $173,000. Number 7. Warren Sapp. Career earnings, $40 million. Warren Sapp was outstanding on the field. However, off the field, he had problems in terms of handling money. Despite earning millions of dollars in the NFL, Sapp would retire with a $6.7 million debt to his name. Sapp lived an extravagant lifestyle, which saw him blow money on expensive items including a crazy number of Jordan sneakers, a $6,000 watch, a $1,200 rug made of lion skin, and many more. Number 6. Clinton Portis. Career earnings, $43 million. Playing for the Broncos and the Redskins, Portis was a serviceable running back. Unfortunately, retirement hasn't been great for the former NFL player. Portis experienced failed investments, with partly the fault of suspicious investment consultants. Furthermore, a lavish lifestyle and $150,000 in child support placed him in the dreaded hole of bankruptcy. Number 5. Lawrence Taylor. Career earnings, $50 million. While playing for the Giants, Taylor had a legendary career that saw him win MVP, 3 NFL Defensive Player of the Year awards, and 2 Super Bowl titles. Despite his talents and achievements on the field, Taylor was hooked up with drugs such as cocaine. Because of this, it won't be long before he found himself out of the league. Add in some legal troubles involving drugs, sexual misconduct, and tax fraud. The former MVP was left penniless. Number 4. Mark Brunell. Career earnings, $50 million. A Super Bowl champion, 3 Pro Bowl appearances, and a huge load of money would make the retirement transition smooth for a lot of people. However, not for Mark Brunell. Despite making loads of money while playing, Brunell lost all of his career earnings even before formally retiring. The culprits included failed investments in real estate and a Whataburger franchise. His spending on luxurious mansions also contributed to his financial woes. Number 3. Deuce McAllister. Career earnings, $70 million. Playing for the Saints in his entire career, McAllister is considered to be one of the greatest to play in New Orleans. While it looked like he was set for life after earning big money and opening up a Nissan dealership, McAllister's money went down the drain after retirement. McAllister's Nissan dealership failed. Afterwards, McAllister was sued by Nissan for stopping to pay the required debts. To make matters worse, McAllister was also sued by Whitney National Bank for not being able to pay $1.8 million on a property. Number 2. Terrell Owens. Career earnings, $80 million. Cockiness is forgivable on the NFL field, but in the real world, there can be dire consequences. While he achieved various milestones as one of the top NFL players of his day, Owens blew all of his earnings after retirement and eventually went broke. The six-time Pro Bowler suffered failed real estate investments. Moreover, Owens also squandered his money on unnecessary expensive assets including cars and jewelry. As a result, Owens turned financially broke and still had unsettled balances in terms of tax and child support. Number 1. Michael Vick. Career earnings, $116 million. Michael Vick established himself as one of the most talented quarterbacks in his time. He had a solid stint with the Atlanta Falcons before getting caught in a dogfighting scandal that sent him to prison. He also had a large debt, worth $17 million, which led him to declare bankruptcy. Fortunately, Vick was given a second chance in the NFL after being released from prison. He had future stints with the Eagles, Jets, and Steelers, which allowed him to pay off his debt that closed his bankruptcy case. This brings us to the end of our video. At the end, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.